Hello friends, in the last step we configured our project for Spring Framework, right? So we added the dependency file, we downloaded the dependency jar, and we create bin.xml under the source. This is need to point out, this bins.xml should be under the source folder. Okay, so thereafter we saw, like, here we were creating object, okay, and we developer was managing this, right? So now we see, like, the application class is having the two dependency, employee and the address, and this is managed by the developer. So developer is passing the parameter and all. So now we'll see how the Spring container will manage this, how you can configure all these parameter in a bin.xml, even the instantiation also. Okay, so let's see and do the configuration. So before that, you will have to look for the configuration and the dependency. So first, if you go to the employee class, we have two class, right? Employee and address. So employee class is having the dependency of the address class, right? And if you go to the address class, the address class is having the two attribute, private string city and private string phone. This two configuration, and this what will be the city, what will be the phone number, that you need to pass from the bin.xml. So this is how we have to learn how we are going to configure the address bin, okay, and how we are going to pass the city and the phone number, okay, and how it will look for the dependency, like the address is having a dependency of city and phone number. So we'll see how can we configure the dependency injection so that the address class look for the dependency. Okay, so now come to the bin.xml. Let's click double bin.xml, yeah, here, right? So how you need to do this? So if you see here, I have prepared just the demo purpose this bin. So let me copy this, copy, control C, and let me put over there. Okay, so this you can get it from, I have get this from here. If you can go to the Google and type xml config file spring, and you can select, you can go to the docs.spring.io spring website, and from here you can select this xml file and you can copy into the bin.xml, right? So here if you see how you need to configure that, okay, so you will have to create a bin, right? So let's first create a bin of the address class, because we are looking first the address. Employee app is having a dependency of employee is having a dependency of address. Okay, so how you need to do this? Just copy this, control C, control V. So suppose bin ID I am giving address for add, and class where your address class is present, in which package it's available. So this package name is available here. Copy this from this bin. Okay, go to the bin.xml and paste here, right? Control V, dot class name address, address, fine. So bin ID you can give the any name. So this will be the ID, this will be the unique identifier of this object. So this bin will be identify the name of add. So what it will do, IOSec container will do, it will create an instance of the address, and that name of the instantiation will be the add. Okay, and thereafter you have a two property, right? Is city and the phone number, correct? So how you need to do that, how you need to configure the property? So say suppose property name, and the first property was city, right? City, and city is, let's stay Pune I am giving, right? And thereafter, okay, control C and control V, and thereafter other is phone number, right? Phone number, you can give any name, right? And here let's say phone number, this one you are giving, right? So our address bin is ready. So whenever you are running the program, your core will pass this XML to the core container, and there the inversion of control will look, oh, the class name is this, we have to instantiate this class address, right? And that will be the name of the bin will be the add, and I have to pass this property, city, and the phone number of value. So here you need to understand there are two ways that the dependency injection we can achieve. We are doing the dependency injection, right? We are injecting the dependency of the name and property name and the phone number. So city and the phone number is the two dependency of the address class. So we are injecting the dependency over here, right? So this method, this way method is called the setter. So there are two ways you can achieve the dependency. First is the setter method and other is the constructor argument. Okay, so these are the two way you can achieve the dependency injection. So if you see here, if you go to the address, I have also written a constructor for that, okay, and the setter and getter for that. So how the IOC does, how the IOC manage this, how the core container manage this, basically by saying, so this is the compulsory POJO class we'll have to make. So by default you must remember, provide a constructor argument and the setter method. Okay, so the two ways to achieve the dependency injection, one is the setter method, okay, setter method, and other is the constructor argument. Okay, now come over here. So now you have configured the bin of the address class. Same thing you need to do for the employee class. So copy this because we have put the employee class in the same package. Okay, control V dot employee, right? This is the name of the class, right? So now employee have a dependency of three things, right? ID, name, and address. Fine. So let's go to the bin.xml. So now we have a three dependency, right? ID, name, and ID, name, and address, right? So come here. Now I want you to show this, like property name is equal to let's copy this. We have ID, name, and address. So put here property name ID. So let's say ID I am giving 101, employee ID is 101, and name, property name and value I am giving let's say a name I am giving like John. Okay, John, that's fine, keep it John only. Okay, and thereafter we have a third property, okay, called the address, right? In employee class we have a ID, name, and address, right? In a bin we manage the ID, name, and we have to put the address also, but address is the instance, it's not a variable, right? It's the object. So there is a separate syntax to configure the bin object. So how you can do that? So property name is equal to put address, and instead of value we need to write reference. And what is the reference? So name of the address bin name. So what is the bin name? You have given add, right? So here you need to type add, correct? So see, the employee class start from the employee class. Employee, we given the class name employee. Employee has a three dependency, name, ID, name, and address. So address is having address is basically a class, right? So we'll have to pass the instance of the class, right, in a setter method. So we need to refer the bin type or bin name of the address class. So bin name is add, so we given the add. So the way that we are mentioning here, it's a setter method. Okay, so let's see how the setter method is working. So let's go to the employee class, app class, and comment all these things. Comment this one whole, control shift comment this, and thereafter let's try and let's see the magic of the Spring framework. Okay, so how you need to do this? Let's try using the Bean Factory. So Bean Factory is one of uh, the property, or you can say the class of the Spring framework that is basically get you the bean. Okay, so using, let's see, using Bean Factory. Bean Factory. Okay, so how you can do this? You need to just create a resource first. Resource r is equal to new class path resource, class path resource. Okay, I need to path where you have kept your bean. So we have kept it in a default folder, so beans.xml, so it will take to the source folder, right? So this is done. So you got the resource where control 1 and control I. Okay, and thereafter you got the resource where your resource is located. Like now you need to get the factory, right? So how you will do this? Bean factory, Bean factory, factory is equal to new xml Bean factory, and you need to pass the resources. So resource name was r, so let's pass r. So basically if you see here, we will be using the application context, but I want to show you also using the Bean factory. Okay, so thereafter what you need an instance of the employee class, right? So employee, you need instance of the employee class, right? Employee s, or let's say employee type emp is equal to factory, your object, this one factory. From the factory we will be getting the bean, right? Get bean, right? And thereafter you need to pass the bean name, bean id of the employee class that we have mentioned over here. So what is the bean id we have mentioned? Emp. So exact you need to copy this emp, right? Whatever we will mention here id of this employee class, okay, that you need to put over here, right? Correct. Thereafter you will have to typecast this as employee. Okay, that's all. So if you see here, and it will print, let's say control s and run this application. Okay, we have commented this code the traditional way. Now we are using the Spring way, using the Bean factory, using Spring framework. Okay, using the setter method, using setter dependencies injection, right? Now run this application. Now error, what is the error? See here, cannot find class. Okay, implied class path bean.xml class not found exception. See, we have done some spelling mistake. Core Java employee class is not getting found. Why? Let's see. Come to the bean, com Java, go to the employee class, where it is located, copy this, control C. Okay, and here control V. Okay, the package name was different. Okay, inside the bean, if you see, we have put only the address. Okay, and the employees class is inside the Spring framework demo only. Okay, now we have corrected the package where it was existing. Okay, control save and then run. Okay, so if you see here, it's got printed. So whatever the id we are passing, id, name, address, city and all, it's getting printed. So now you just go, it went into the bean. okay, and you are changing like city is Mumbai, let's say Mumbai, you don't need to change the code, right? And thereafter you are changing the phone number as well, okay, and you are changing the employee ID as well, right? Name as well, Tom, right? Right, and thereafter run the application, okay, you will be getting the output whatever you have made the configuration, okay, in a configuration in a beans.xml file. You can give the name any name, but I have given the beans since this is configuring the bean, but you can change any number. So this is the how you are achieving the dependency injection, how the IOC taking a control to create an object. Here if you go to the application, you are not creating any object. See, anywhere you have used the new keyword? No, this is managed by the IOC. The all the object life cycle is managed by the container only. Okay, let's do one more thing to show you. So in the employee class, let's say sysout, sorry, sysout, okay, and here you are just printing employee constructor are getting called, right? Close this, and in address also, why sorry super should be the first line, okay, copy this and put this also in a address constructor, default constructor, right? Address constructor or default constructor are getting called, right? And then run the application, or and thereafter come to the app, okay, and see here, right? And here control C and here control V, okay. Notice carefully what we are doing, okay, and thereafter calling the factory bin, okay, and now run the application, okay. If you see the steps how you are calling the bin factory, yeah, it came calling the bin factory, okay, and thereafter if you are getting the bin, if you are asking from the Spring container to get me the bin of the employee class, right? Sorry, yeah, so you are asking here employee here, right? So first the calling the factory bin is getting called, that's fine, and thereafter whenever you are asking, hey Spring container, give me the bin of the employee class, give me the instance of the employee class, and that time only the employee constructor is getting called, because first the employee and employee has a dependency of address, and then the address default constructor are getting called. So this is called the lazy instantiation, okay. It means whenever you are using the XML bin factory, if you are using the bin factory in the Spring framework, then it use the lazy instantiation. So whenever you are demanding for the any bin object, okay, that time only the object are made by the IOC, at that time only the constructors are getting called. So this is the one conclusion. The other is the class path application context, so that is the early instantiation. Whenever you are passing the bin.xml to the application context, at that time only the object will get created, even though if you are not using. So in the next step we will see how you can achieve the early instantiation and how you can achieve the dependency injection using the constructor. Here we saw the using the setter method we achieved the dependency injection. In the next step we will see using the constructor argument we will be achieving the dependency injection. This is the way to achieve the setter injection, right? So we'll see the constructor injection as well. If you have a time, see you in the next step. Bye bye.